Sometimes you just gotta say, screw it. This is one of my favorite gifts that I've gotten in recent years. It's a coaster, obviously with a screw it theme. But in DIY, the act of using a drill driver or screwdriver is so important. And the act of screwing things together the right way is such an important skill to master. It'll make or break your projects, it'll add to your frustration levels, and it's just one of those things that once you get down, you can move on to so many projects because you've mastered that technique. So don't be screwed up because you screwed wrong. So there are a few things that I want to talk to you about in learning how to screw things together properly. There are 3 tips. But before we dive into those, make sure you subscribe. I don't want you to miss out on any other content. I try to keep the content here very practical, very relevant. You know, I'm not all about fancy makeovers, but giving you the core, the guts, the basics that you need to be able to tackle those bigger projects. Because if you don't have the basics and the fundamentals down of DIY, you're not going to get as far as you need to. But today we're going to talk about the magnetic driver bit and the 3 features that you get from this simple tool that's less than $10 that will truly step up your DIY game. This simple tool is a magnetic driver bit. I've also heard it called a magnetic extension bit, a magnetic drive shaft, a bunch of different names, but basically it's an accessory for your drill or your impact gun that allows you to change the bits very simply. It has a hexagonal opening and it accepts hexagonal bits, so you can switch quickly from a Phillips to a panhead to a square, and you have many, many tools at your fingertips. Now, the other benefit of this gadget is that it's magnetized so that things stick to it. The other benefit is that they come with a sleeve, a little sleeve that slides down the shaft of the tool to protect your fingers and help you screw straighter. Now, they also sell these without a sleeve, but I wouldn't bother. Get one with a sleeve, it's much more advantageous. There's also a cool gadget on the market, which is kind of a crossbreed of these tools. And this is this gadget, which is a curved extension bit for those hard to reach places. Same concept. It has a hexagonal opening, you put a bit in the end, and this end goes on your drill or your impact gun. What are the 3 features that you get out of using this tool? Why would you spend the $10? And remember this, the $10 you're going to spend, it doesn't matter whether you buy a Ryobi, a DeWalt, a Hilti, it doesn't matter. They're all a hexagonal base and universally interchangeable. So you can't go wrong. The other thing about these tools is that you can get them in a 2-inch, 3, 4, I've seen them as large as 6 inches. And the reason to have these different length extension bits is that sometimes you just need more reach than you can get with your drill, so that the nub here of the drill is banging into something, and then you just need another 2 inches to be able to really get behind the head of the screw and drive it in properly. So let me show you the 3 reasons why you need to buy one of these. Let's first attach our bit to our drill. It is super easy. You're just going to open the chuck on your drill and it will slide right in, and then you're going to tighten it up so that it doesn't come out. You want to make sure that this is really snug so that you get accuracy. Make sure your drill is in forward motion, of course. And ladies, sometimes we have a slight obstacle over the guys that we don't have the same upper body strength, our only deficit. So you may have to be prepared to put your hand on the back of the drill to get more pressure, or kind of lean over your project in the same time. When you start a screw, the best thing is you want to push it into that wood surface a little bit. Give it a little head start. Now, this tool will spare your fingers from getting gouged and jammed. How many times have you held that screwdriver over the head of the screw and it slips, and you gouge your thumbnail, you gouge your fingers, it hurts and you're frustrated, and I don't want you to be frustrated in your projects. I want you to nail them or screw them and be able to move on and be really proud and confident of the work you're doing. So that's the first thing, is that it spares your fingers because the little sleeve will pull down over the screw, so you are hands-free. So you slide that down and poof, your fingers are out. As you drive that screw, the sleeve pushes up out of the way. Now, the other benefit is that it allows you to drive the screw straighter. If you are just holding it like this, you may not have the head in fully, you may be going crooked, it's harder to see. That sleeve will help you guide it. So put the screw bit, the driver bit, into the head of the screw, slide it down, and now you can see better that you're driving that straight. Again, forward motion, lean on that drill, and drive it nice and slow. The other point of pushing down is that it keeps the bit in the head of the screw so you have less stripping. So drive it down, and as you see, you're getting further. This will slide out of the way. Push down, and boom. So this keeps your fingers out of the way, drives it straighter. The other benefit is that this is magnetized. So while you're up on that ladder or step stool, you are less likely to drop your screws into the heating vent, which just adds to frustration. So this is a tool that really, in my mind, is a must own. $10, you can't go wrong with this. And it adds to any one of your drills, your impact gun, it's universal. If you don't have an impact gun and you just have a ratcheting screwdriver, you can also use it on that because it'll just give you a little more length. So that's definitely an option. So here's that funky bit that I told you about. Now this does not have the sleeve, so you have to push down and control it a little bit more. But how cool is that? That now you can reach those wonky places that are a little harder to get to. Now, I hope that you will buy yourself these accessories. This is something that you will use all the time. It is a key part of my toolbox, and make sure you subscribe. I've got more stuff on tools and techniques and products coming in the future, and I don't want you to miss out. I do have a special program. I have a class called The Drill Sergeant that talks you through all of the features of a power drill. If you think you would like access to my Drill Sergeant class, shoot me an email. The information is in the upper box here. Shoot me an email and tell me that you want access to the Drill Sergeant, and I will set you up.